This lesson starts with this example one, solving a relatively simply rational equation. So we are finding a number that makes the left hand side equals the right hand side. So let's see. A rational equation is an equation that contains a rational expression. So here we see the equal sign signaling an equation, but we also see a rational expression on the left that makes it a rational equation. So considering that x plus 4 is different from 0, we can multiply it by that number on both sides to eliminate the denominator here. And that gives us x equals negative 7 halves. The calculator will tell us here, we know that we subtract 8 and then divide by 2. So 1 minus 8 is negative 7, and then if we divide by 2 is negative 7 over 2. So on the second example, got similar idea. In this case, if we multiply by x minus 3 on both sides, we should be able to cancel out the denominator. So only remember that we can do all of these if x minus 3 is a number different from 0. Any denominator that you ever see in a math problem needs to be different from 0. Division by 0 does not exist. We will get to that later. So I'm gonna ask you to please stop the video, type each one of these, and after a couple of minutes, check your answer. The same thing with the second one, and check your answer. I'm gonna go over example number 2, which is about solving a work rate problem. So it is about two or more people doing the same work, collaborating with each other. So in this case, Arthur and Cheyenne, not sure about how to read that name, can paint a wall in 6 hours when working together. But Cheyenne works twice as fast as Arthur. So how long would it take Cheyenne to paint the wall if she were working alone? I like how the girl works faster because that's usually the case. We get distracted. We men are a little bit more distracted than women in general. In general. So what we need to do is, well, first of all, let's see if we can determine the work rates of Arthur and Cheyenne. So if X represents the number of hours that Arthur needs to paint the wall himself, the fraction, that's the key, it'll be a fraction. The fraction of a job completed per hour is the work rate. So we will write like, okay, in 1 hour, he can do, next hours, he can do, he can paint that wall. So this will be the fraction of the wall that he can paint in 1 hour. And with Cheyenne, knowing that it's twice as fast, that's gonna be like whatever this part is times 2, which is 2 over x. 1 times 2 is 2, x times 1 is x. So that means that this is the fraction that she can paint in the same time. And because we're talking about the same unit of time, we can say that those two, when we add them together, we get 1/6. That's what the problem says. Um, Knowing that both can do the work in 6 hours means that both can paint 1/6 of the wall in 1 hour. So if we just set up this equation, 1 over x plus 2 over x equals 1/6, because that's what we know. The work rate for each one combined should be 1/6. We just solved, but multiplying by the least common multiple, 6x, between 6x and x, that's 6x. We want to eliminate the denominators. Notice here we use this tubular property, so 6x times 1 over x is 6, and 6x times 2 over x is 12. Notice how the x's, provided it is not 0, which of course it is not going to be, you can simplify it and say that they cancel out. So 6 times 2 is 12. And on the other side, these two also simplify. So that means that x, this should have been, this right here should have been a 6. So the 6 are the ones which cancel out. Sorry about that mistake. That was a mistake in the book. So x equals 6 plus 12, which means that x equals 18. So remember that at the beginning, we said that Arthur can paint the wall in so many hours, in X hours. So if Arthur takes 18 hours, since Cheyenne is much faster, is 2 times faster, she will do it in half of the time, which is 9 hours to paint the wall alone. So you can also get that because 2 over 18 is the work rate for Cheyenne. So let's see if we can reason this problem here, similar to the example, and check your work after, I don't know, maybe 3 minutes. All right, so we'll see other examples in another video.